Welcome back to the Catch a Glimpse podcast. Welcome back to episode 20 on this beautiful
Oh,
Sunday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and iTunes, or
bright and
4:30
early,
p.m.
baby.
on YouTube with those visuals. Here we are back. It's me, Keaton, Frankie,
Wow.
and Ryan. So let's
Guys,
just hop into it.
I'm
It's been
here
an
again.
insane week.
20th episode.
Yeah,
That's
that's kind of
crazy.
insane.
This
I'm
is
thinking
a
about it,
Milestone.
For 20 weeks.
bro.
That's
We're gonna
nasty.
get.
I
I
have-
don't, yo,
I have a question that
insane.
none of us have ever thought about.
yeah,
Huh.
When does the season end?
that's what I was gonna say.
I
I
was
just
gonna
don't know
say
if we want
year.
seasons.
You
Do
think
we want
this?
seasons?
But yeah, do we have seasons where we take a break, and like a TV show, or or is it
Almost like every
What happened?
season something changes. You know what I mean? As in,
perhaps
like
something could change?
graphics could change.
Like Keaton gets dropped, and we bring on a new content creator.
Mm.
Guests could come back.
I really would love to have a guest. It's just been hard with virtual world,
Yeah.
Right.
but I would
could
love to
find
have a
somebody on
guest in
Craigslist.
the future. That's true. A certified gamer pro.
We could have literally
Looking
like
for a certified gamer pro.
I won
Podcast.
$100 on Z League.
honestly, I could probably maybe find a certified of somebody certified, and bring them on and ask them questions.
Certified in what?
I don't know, maybe like a like a therapist, or like I don't know, a doctor of some kind.
Are
And
you trying to say something about Keaton, bro?
but the thing is, I think
we could
Are you
all
saying that his anxiety is too much?
no, like fix peanut allergy.
Hey, well, that's true.
I'm
But for
allergic
real,
to stuff.
For
It's
real,
not just
for
you.
real. Anxiety is a real thing. If you need
Yeah.
help, ask for help.
Yo, all you guys
True.
still allergic to knives. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Everyone's allergic to knives.
Yeah,
according
this-
to Keaton.
So
This was a
Got a problem?
pre-podcast conversation. That
How
we
is
were
your
talking.
guys'
I think we could all bring someone certified, like literally any of
Yeah.
our parents. We could just.
I could bring a choir teacher.
So
Guy, I'm really enjoying the small talk. I want to have the podcast know about what happened to Frankie today. If you want to tell us what happened.
Oh, it's the normal college shenanigans. If you're a college student, you might have had a similar problem. But today, for the second month in a row, I've had the second exam to one of my classes, and the second exam to another one of my classes overlap. So I have
Right.
my in-person classes at 2 p.m. to 3:20 p.m. That's exam slot 1. And then the other exam slot is 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Do you see how that overlaps?
Yeah.
yes,
If I was supposed to do the environmental science lab or exam at 1 p.m., I would have 45 minutes to complete the exam, haul myself over to my class in person, and take that exam at 2 o'clock. And the time limit on that first exam is 150 minutes. So if I'm only taking 40 minutes, that's like a third of the time. And
Right.
that's just not fair. So I emailed my teacher. I'm like, hey, yo, dude, I need this exam early because my exams overlap. And the first time I did that, I didn't realize that they did. So it was only like a day in advance. I got the exam done in 45 minutes, scooted myself over to the other exam, got there on time. I made it work.
Right.
And then this week I was like, hey, I need this an hour earlier so I can get it done in a reasonable amount of time and then get to my other one safely, no problems. And he's like, yeah, sure, cool, whatever, that works. I'm like, perfect. And then today comes noon. I'm like, all right, I need my exam. He said he's out of office. He'll be back in a little bit, a little afternoon, but he gets to me as soon as he can afternoon, and he didn't. So then we roll around to 1 o'clock when it actually opens. Nothing comes out. Further, 23 minutes down the line, the exam finally comes out, and I'm like, okay, I have an exam at 2 o'clock. It's 1:23. That gives me 37 minutes to complete this if I didn't leave for my other exam.
Right.
And I would just teleport the minute of.
yeah.
Which doesn't, newsflash, is not possible.
And when we talked about our superpower, that could have came in handy today.
I would love to teleport for many reasons. But yeah, so it doesn't come out to 123, and I'm like, sir, I cannot complete this. So I emailed him and I was like, okay, I have an exam from 2 to 3:20, and then I have a meeting with a different group for a project for another class at the library, which ran 2 hours, by the way. So I got done around 5 o'clock. So I was like, sir, I can get this done. I can start working on it, get it to you by 6:30. He never answers. And I'm like, okay,
What a guy. What
I'm
a guy.
sorry, but like you can't. I have a schedule outside of this asynchronous class. It's not fair to put a time slot on this exam because I might have an in-person class overlapping with it. I'm not sure who else has this same problem, but for me, it's been really tough. So then I get the exam done about an hour ago, email it to him, and I'm like, yep, I gave my whole spiel. Like I didn't have time for it before. I told you when I get it done. I just got it done. The Canvas page assignment turn-in had closed, so I only could email the exam to him. And it's been a whole fiasco. And all the stress from it, I feel like is really affected like my performance. And I just see my grades gonna be awful. But college is college, man. Get an education, folks.
Imagine this somehow reaches to him.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, I'll
"Whoa,
give you full time
Frankie?"
to.
No, he would be like,
Yeah.
"Well, Frankie, you're talking smack about me."
He's
Uh,
like, yo, meet me out back.
I'm not trying to talk smack. I'm not trying to at all. It's not my intention. It's just like
Yeah, it's just
I know
Fix
I know
your-
as
fix
a
your test,
professor,
man.
like you have so much stuff on your plate. I don't expect you to remember me, just one of your many students has this one problem. I get it. But from a student standpoint, is like I'm depending on you for my success.
yeah,
Right.
And
And Keaton, you. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were done.
I'm just
Sorry.
saying, like, if I'm depending on him for my success and I'm not getting what I need, I cannot be expected to have the same, um, I don't know, expectations just because I physically could not get that exam done in time with my full effort, what have you. It's just there
yeah.
needs to be some more communication and leeway, I suppose.
Right. And Keaton, you were talking about after Frankie told us that story, he was like, you said something along the lines of, if the student is late, it's end of the world. If the
Oh
teacher's late,
yeah.
it's whatever.
I just brought up like there's those memes that you see like I think even on TikTok they're a thing, and it's just like if the student's like 5 minutes late, they get written up, and if the teacher's 5 minutes late, it's like who cares, and they just show up and everybody's waiting for them, and it's
It's like
like
that.
that's
Go ahead.
definitely more like I think high school focused when people complain about that, because like
Mhm.
for professors, I mean, usually professors either email or you just don't care, but
And I will say about college professors, they are much more professional
oh yeah.
and they respect your time so much more. It's like I've talked to you guys about this, I think, but like communication majors are my favorite, or communication professors are my favorite professors because they actually know how to communicate with you
Mm-hmm.
because they're a
Right.
communications professor. But they know how to communicate, they understand where you're coming from. I just had a great experience with them.
Yeah.
And like my communications professor was a few minutes late the other day and he like genuinely apologized, got things going as soon as he could because he understands that like he's getting paid to be there and he understands that we are paying to be there, so
Yeah.
like in this sense mutual kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
almost like that meme where it's like you get uh if you're like late, it's like you get a detention and the teacher's like, I receive an earful. Like, you know what I'm talking about? If I'm
Mm-hmm.
late, it's almost like that sort of meme. I just thought I thought that was kind of funny. But anyways, I think on the topic of what's happening tomorrow for Keaton and I, at least, um,
I have
I
not heard this.
no. So me and Keaton, went incognito
Scheming.
and we schemed and we've found the perfect PC in my budget range
This is
for
actually
what I wanted.
funny because the
Yeah.
last podcast episode, go check that out if you did not listen to that yet. I brought it up as a joke. I don't remember what. I think we were just talking business talk, and then you said, "Yeah, it would be nice if I could edit or whatever." Like we just kind of went through the
Yeah.
bullet points of our business meeting before that podcast, and I jokingly had a graphics card, and then I just showed it to the camera. I'm like, "Well, we got you this," and then it actually stemmed from that conversation. After that, I realized, well, this is actually a decent card. I wonder if it's better than Ryan's. So then we talked, and then we kind of built a PC around that and made sure there was room in the budget for the future if Ryan, gets a better card when he can, when prices go
Right.
down, or he gets one off of like Facebook Marketplace. So then we built that one on PC Part Picker, and then Ryan ordered it all, and then now we're here. So
Has it all
Yeah.
come in already?
No. So yesterday, so we had to order from 3 different websites. We ordered from Walmart, Newegg, and Amazon. And everything from Walmart came, and it's literally just the motherboard. If you're on YouTube, you can see the motherboard in my hands right now. It's a MPG X570. No, wait, that's jeez. AMD motherboard. I don't really know how to read these things. I am very
it's
foreign when it
just a
comes to like
X570
PC parts.
MSI motherboard. Like,
Yeah,
if
this
you
and
got PC, you understand that.
right. And we basically built this PC for, like Keaton said, if I wanted to get a better graphics card in the future, every part that I am putting into this PC is set up for a better graphics card.
Yeah. So
So
the
yeah, go ahead.
the graphics card that I'm letting Ryan use for now is it's an RX 5 or an R570, and so it's better than his current graphics card. So he'll get better performance in doing, like gaming or whatever he's using his graphics cards for. But then we bought everything to be utilized with a 3070. So like his
Right.
CPU right now is going to be bottlenecked just because his graphics card isn't that good. But then when he gets the 3070, then his CPU won't be bottlenecked. So like all the parts are like really nice because Ryan's been saving up. And then once he gets that will just like explode the performance that he's got. So
What are the other parts, may I ask?
The other parts, off the top of my head, a Kingston 1 TB SSD. I'm gonna be taking out the hard drive in my old PC, wipe it, and use that for a certain storage. I think I'm getting a 250 megabyte SSD for
gigabyte.
Windows and like what?
Okay. Can I
Uh,
can I say the list?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So so for Ryan's boot drive, he has a 256 gigabyte SSD. So that's just, I don't even think it's that much. It might be lower, but that's just to
Oh, I
put
said
like
megabyte.
Windows
My bad.
on. Yeah.
He's like, nah, fam, you're not doing this. I'm talking about this.
And then also a terabyte SSD to put like the games that he wants to run like really well on. And then he has his old hard drive. He can put like photos and everything, and record videos too, because that should be a separate hard drive. And then the CPU is a Ryzen 7 2700X, I believe. It may be the 3700X. I always get those mixed up. So it's a really good CPU, 8 cores, 16 threads. And then the case and power supply I have
Keaton's generously letting me have.
because
Where'd you get the case?
Eli's friend built a new
Oh,
PC.
it's all from the old PC.
Yeah, so then Eli just gave it to me because he didn't want to hold on to it. So the case and power supply Ryan can have, and then the RAM is just normal, like I think it's X data. It's two. What did we do? 2 sticks of
16. It's
8?
2
Oh no,
sticks of
2
8.
sticks of. Okay, yeah. So 2 sticks of 8.
That's what I got. Yeah.
So yeah,
Dang, Ryan, moving up in the
Yeah.
world.
yeah.
Everything should be coming tomorrow.
You
And
guys got to make me a promise though.
yeah, what's up?
I am in Green Bay with an open weekend. You best FaceTime me tomorrow when you're building this PC and have some bro moments. That's all I'm saying.
Would you? We could record our, experience of building it,
Boom, YouTube
Good.
channel idea for for Ryan Stork right there.
Yeah.
or we could
Ryan Puccio.
if you, okay, or if we wanted to, I don't know if this would interest you. It's the first time I'm saying it. We could live stream it to somewhere. Maybe
Maybe.
the Instagram.
Might be a lot of
Maybe
troubleshooting.
right.
We could,
I mean-
I think make a video for you if you want, and then we could do like TikToks for the Glimpse channel.
That could be, yeah.
First video edited on Ryan's new PC,
True.
and it's the video of building the PC.
That's crazy.
That's
That
an
is
idea.
nuts.
Yeah.
And with me coming over my sickness, which I'm fine now. I don't have COVID anymore. It's just the phlegm of like a little cough.
And
I
just for people that are worried, like we're gonna do it outside when we build it.
yeah,
So
that's what I was getting to.
That's
What?
super funny because when Keaton built my
yeah,
PC,
I was
I
thinking
had
about
COVID.
that.
And we
Really?
built it outside my
Yeah.
house.
Oh my God.
Which
Yeah,
is a
that's-
crazy story because when I got COVID the first time, I was with you guys the day after
yeah.
or the weekend after. So
Mm.
it was a Tuesday. I would have gotten it on the prior Thursday, which is 4 to 5 days for it to get into my system, which is
Right.
long enough for me to be contagious. And we went mini golfing and you guys never got it.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, all right, sick. And now we were talking about this last week, how this whole sick thing is going around. I told you guys I might be like on a verge of a cold. I never got the cold.
Thankfully.
And then my sister-in-law test positive for COVID, and I had been with her. And I'm like, oh, geez, now I'm going to have COVID. Tested negative, thank goodness. I don't know how. Again, I had seen her 3 times a week ago, and then like 2 days in this other weekend. Like, it's
And
been wild.
Yeah.
and for the
definitely.
occupation that she has, I'm surprised how she could have got it, because you have to like be masked up. I feel like 24/7 over there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, her colleague had it.
That's true.
The orchestra teacher, I know you know who he is.
Yeah.
Ryan.
He had it?
Yeah, he had
Really?
it, and then he gave it to my sister-in-law. And with like, you know, you're wearing a mask, but you're singing. She's a choir teacher, and if
That's
they're
true.
always singing, that's a lot of particles into the air. And if
Mhm.
someone's not careful enough, then anything can
And
happen. But it's
and
just unfortunate how it happens.
and I know that the person who originally had it, he's very vocal when it comes to, uh, I guess, conducting.
Mm,
So he's very like, this is the pitch that you should be at, and then he'll try to mimic it. So
yeah,
he's most like, yeah, very vocal as well.
nice.
Um,
Well,
so tomorrow, or what? Yeah, tomorrow when we build this, which will be on a Friday, we'll have a fold-out table outside. I'll be masked up.
that's
Um,
exactly
should I
what we
be?
did.
Is that what you want? Like, I'm not sick anymore. I'm not personally sick anymore. Would you
I
still
think.
like me to be masked up?
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
just run it that way.
And then
Because
whenever I
that's
film,
kind
like,
of how it was
clips
with
and
you,
stuff,
Frankie. Like
I
you
stayed
weren't.
like 6 feet away the whole time.
Yeah, and you weren't like that sick either, but we just masked up and just
Right,
yeah.
but that was like my highest level of contagiousy though too.
Yeah.
And I did get a little sick after that, but it's just a cold. It felt like a
yeah,
cold. It was cold.
yeah. So yeah, table outside, building the PC. Hopefully it's not windy. I know it's gonna be a little cold.
Mhm.
Oof.
Hopefully that's not an issue.
Y'all, you gotta rent a tent with like a
Yeah,
big
rent a tent.
tube,
when I was
smoker.
when I was thinking of, oh, okay, well, we should probably build it outside, at least social distance a bit, wear masks and stuff, because Ryan was just sick. I'm like, well, we could build it in my garage, and then, set it up in there. That would kind of work. Then I realized, like, yeah, that doesn't work. Ryan would have to get in my car, sit next to me, drive all the way here, and then set it all up. So that doesn't make
Ryan,
sense.
why can't you have your driver's license? You're ruining everything.
Dude,
Ryan,
I
start
just
walking with all the parts.
Yeah.
before before I talk about that, I wanted to bring up when we went mini golfing that day. There was a specific point where we could have cross contaminated COVID instantly. There was a hole that we played where when you set your ball down, there's 3 different sections that you could place the ball. And we all 3 decided to place our ball on the mat that you could put it on.
Mm-hmm.
So then we all went and hit the ball at the same time. So we all had to put our heads together, like when we dipped down to like hit the ball.
And
If you remember that, we could have got sick there,
Yeah.
but we didn't.
And Keaton and I did like a whole photo shoot right
Yeah.
after with our new
Yeah.
the hoodie. I'm wearing it right now, our 100 Thieves hoodies.
That's true.
And they say like if you're in proximity of someone for at least 15 minutes, like close contact. I wonder
Right.
if like never at one time were we sitting like real close to each other for 15 minutes, or were we
Oh my
always
God.
moving?
I wonder if you gave anybody from that like bank party COVID because
Bank
they asked
party?
us. They were having like a bank outing for like some celebration,
Oh
and they asked us
yeah.
if we could take photo for them for their Facebook.
Yeah. I really
just
I
hope they're
wonder.
okay.
just ping pong between all of them.
God, I hope I didn't.
I just the thought of that. That's so bad.
That's the
Oh man.
scary thing about the like a pandemic though. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Like
I'm
it
tired
could
of it.
just
Like
ping
it
pong
just
really that fast.
right, and I'm tired of it. I am, but you just gotta be careful because it's not over. It
Right.
just
Yeah,
isn't.
in my photography class, we just had a critique today, and at the end of it, my teacher like was just kind of giving like generalities of where like you inspire your artwork from. And she says
Hmm.
like definitely throughout this past year, like her own work and work she's seen from her students is a lot more like alone and like thought provoking and like
Hmm.
it's darker, but not in like a very bad way, but just in the terms of people are thinking that way more just because of the time we're in, and she can see that
Right,
in the photos that we're
right,
Right.
taking.
and that's super cool.
Yeah.
Like cool in a sense, like how our emotions are portrayed and
Mm-hmm.
affected, and it's
When there's less
also.
stress put on you.
I mean, I would even say it's more stress, just
Really?
different stress.
Yeah.
Like it's that stress of being alone all the time,
Almost darker,
and
I feel like, no?
mhm,
More
it's
dark feeling of like being by yourself quarantined.
and I'll be the first to admit I'm not the same person I was before quarantine. And there are
Yeah.
so many psychological effects that go with it. If it's
Yeah.
confidence, or if it's social anxiety, or if it's the ability to put yourself out there. Like I had something in class the other day, and it was like something personal to me that related to the class. And the teacher was like asking out questions, and I thought about like raising my hand, and my heart just started racing. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, because
why?
you're very like outspoken,
Yeah, I
and I've
was.
noticed as
I
it's
was.
you're very like you don't aim to be the center of attention, but when you speak, you get it.
Oh,
You know what
thank
I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah, I get, but
So
like when I'm in
so
an
when I
uncomfortable
can see your
situation,
like pain that you're talking about.
and when I'm in an uncomfortable situation, like a new situation, like school or anything like that, what have you, it's really hard for me now.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I try. It's tough, but it's just gonna be one of those relearning processes where you go do it a couple times and build that
Yeah.
confidence back up and put yourself out there.
And I feel like I'm the complete opposite. Like beforehand, it was like, yeah, I don't really like speaking out loud when it's by myself. Now, during the pandemic, I noticed that I love talking to people.
God, I
So
miss when you wouldn't.
I, no, okay, too.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I said I wish when you didn't. But now it's just like, and with work, like when I have work, there's people that come and go, and those
Hmm.
people that do come in, I talk to them like I've known them for years
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because I'm more open after the quarantine thing happened.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
I feel
very
like
weird.
that's the case with some of my like old relationships with people I've known and I
Right.
was close with, I don't talk with, and all of a sudden it's just one of those. It's like those people that you could just pick up a conversation with, like you have never missed any time with them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, which
Yeah.
is cool.
In this life balance leisure course I'm taking, um, like we talk about like the different generations and like what as like accustom that generation to feel that way. And like 100%, this is gonna be a staple mark that's gonna be in like every textbook from here on out
Yeah.
that defines this generation. And so it's gonna be, that nitpicking of, you know, like or like this event induced this type of habit onto all of these people. And so I think it's gonna
Hmm.
be very interesting to see down the road, just like exactly what way. Because of course, the pandemic essentially has been going on for like a year and a half.
Hmm.
And so like of course over time you yourself grows, so it's gonna be differentiating like just personal growth and like how you change from the pandemic, and it's gonna be weird to see like which
Yeah.
factors really changed people. So
And
Totally, and it's really tough with that pandemic because the last, I would say, 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and the pandemic only helped it. This whole cancel culture and hate culture and
yeah,
assumptions and opinions, and it's all based on hate and what I think and against what you think. It's so tough from like any perspective. There's so many, I would think, cliches and assumptions and the need to be right and the need to, I don't know, just assert your dominance when you don't need to. And that it comes from every perspective,
I
morally
think
right
everybody
or
has
not.
that inside of them. There's that feeling of like wanting to voice your opinion, and either if it's good or bad, there's just that, that for some reason it's just that want to say what you want to say, and then just don't care about the repercussion because
And
everything's mostly online now.
right.
mhm.
And I don't get that. As a person, I don't get that because the last thing I want to do is offend somebody. And some people who put things out there, I don't think they try to comprehend who they might be affecting. Because
Right.
I've had friends um who from post or pre-pandemic to now that I don't view the same way because what they put out hurt me. It attacked me, and they don't know that. And it's
Mm.
like if they would think about, and that's not just saying I'm a victim because I'm not. I'm just saying like
Right.
that's an example because
Hmm.
I'm sure it affected a lot of people. I know it did. I talk to somebody all the time about how they feel about it and how I feel about it. Like they don't think about how their message affects people who are close to them just because there's one ideology difference. And,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about this in a specific situation, but this is something that is broad in every situation.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be again interesting to see the resurgence of like people coming back together because
Hmm.
again like throughout the pandemic, yeah, we're more separated, and then you're less like socially aware, and of course everyone's like social skills have been brought down. But then once, like, let's say this entire thing just stops right now, like there's gonna be that like that transformation process of, okay, now we're all back together, and this then like being able to almost speak normally. Like people are
Hmm.
so
Right.
blinded and just unaware and not caring. So it's just like, yeah, whatever goes, goes. Because, like, at school right now, like, I was kind of on the similar line of Ryan. It's like, I don't just like speak a lot, like, to tons of people or anything. And now it's a lot more like I want my conversations to be not just like small talk. I want it to be
Hmm.
like
Right.
actually like some conversation. And now I'm more willing to speak to random people because it's kind of almost with the pandemic, it's separated so I can have that one-on-one interaction without having other distractions. But then, you know, like let's say my side, Ryan's side, and Frankie's side. Now, what happens when the pandemic leaves, and then
Hmm.
now we gotta go all back to like what our normal air quotes was like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be strange, but
And I think there's a part to play in that when it's transitioning from like high school social interactions to like more mature real life interactions. Like in high school, it's all about who's the most popular, who has
mm,
this, who has that, and like you don't like if you from your first grade class you went to elementary school with for all your years and they don't talk to you for middle school and high school, and then you
I
see
can't say
them.
that about Zach. I've been, yeah, he's
but
he's been
like
around since first grade.
but like you see them then like at your college campus, it's like, oh hey, yeah, I know you,
Yeah.
we
mm,
existed together, and now
Like
we can have that mature moment to
right.
speak
yeah.
to each other.
I don't wanna. I'm not gonna name drop, but there is that person that I've seen like all the way from Badger, which is like sixth grade,
Yeah, our
and
middle school.
like I've seen that person haven't talked a lot. I know them in the sense of like I know what type of person they are. They know me, and what type of person I am. Get all the way through high school, same thing, don't talk. Now I'm at college, and it's like I see that person, and we had like literally one interaction where it's like, oh hey, like I didn't know you went here, and same thing back, and it was like way more just flat out mature than what probably would have been said in high school. So
Yeah, 'cause-
Newsflash, it was me.
yeah, because when you're in high school, you always have that stigma of wanting to be the coolest and wanting to be the best out of like.
I was so.
Okay, no, there was there was your okay. The thing that you're talking about, like everybody knew of you and liked you, but then there's the people that are like, oh, everybody hates me except for my little group of other people that think that they're really, really cool. You know what I'm talking about? Because
yeah,
your section,
in
your
high
group is
school,
different than that group.
it's very much just like you have the popular kids, you have the jocks. It's
Yeah,
just like the stereotypical. Okay, let's write a book about high school, and then you divide them into those groups, and that's essentially what it is. Like they get that, they get that perfect. And in college, then it's just like people still have those features of them high school themselves, but then it's just you kind of mishmash it all together, and so now it
yeah.
doesn't even really care. Like, of course, there's still gonna be people where you're like, I don't really want to talk to that person for whatever reason, but it's way more uniform and again more mature, like any interaction.
And there's something to be said about that too, with comparing yourself to other people happens all the time. You look at social media, that happens constantly. It's, followers, it's likes, it's um body type, it's all sorts of things like, wow, I wish I had that. And comparing yourself to somebody else was completely unhealthy, and that's all that is all over social media, and then I guess in high school as well. Um and then I was going to say something else related to that, but I think I've lost it. Not compare. Oh, I've got it. I've got it. Taking things personally.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anytime, like if we're going back to like the opinions thing and voicing your heart and voicing what you believe in, everyone takes that personally, and like it's an attack when we need to really hear each other to grow and to move anywhere.
Mm.
Can I ask how much time we have? Because I would like to hop
Um,
to something.
we got like 15 minutes. I want to bring up
Oh, perfect.
like two things.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, um, back to that life balance course.
I
It's
passed you the speaking stick. You go.
thank you.
Sorry.
The
Ah.
feeling stick. I
Back,
feel that Ryan is mad.
A little bit.
but
Go ahead.
again, like I think honestly, if anybody that's listening is in college, or even I know you can take online college courses, like you can just buy for that one course themselves to still learn things.
Mhm.
And I would honestly do that and take a form of like life balance or even philosophy. I would more so lean towards the life balance and leisure course because I think just from taking this, I've definitely looked at it with a different approach.
Mhm.
And I think like that's, and it's just like, yeah, like what Frankie said, like learning not to take things personally. And it's just like you yourself are probably a blip in their life, and so you don't need to like put a grain of salt onto what they're saying. And so that leads me into Frankie. I know last week you were talking, or you brought up, you got the Lord of the Ring books.
Mhm.
I want to show a couple of my books that I got recently.
Hey, video coming
Oh
out
yeah.
Friday, by the way, in the Funny Priest YouTube channel. Go check it out.
Oh, there
Ooh.
you go.
Book unboxing.
So I picked these up because they had good deals on Target. It was like buy 2 books get a book free.
Nice.
Frankie, you do a friggin' series where you live stream yourself reading bedtime stories.
Nah, nah. That's what this podcast is for.
It'd be funny. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
That would be funny. But So this worked out way better than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be pretty abrupt, me like bringing up these books, but I wanted to bring up the books. But this entire podcast has been on this topic, so it's actually worked out really well. But I got How to Win Friends Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So
Okay.
Ooh.
that's a good book. It's
Nice.
backwards on here, I think, so that's not gonna work.
No, I saw it. We're
No?
good.
Oh, okay, nice. This one's Mediations by Marcus Aurelius, I'm gonna say is how you say this guy's name. It's a really
Okay.
old book by an old philosopher. It's translated by Gregory Hayes. This is supposed to be like the best translation of it. So
Nice.
you know
Ooh.
the How to Influence People and Win Friends is a pretty self-explanatory one. It's just kind of like
Yeah.
the social aspects of life. The Mediations kind of just goes through like how you should receive information and how you should apply it to yourself, if that makes sense. So like how to
Mhm.
take advice, whatever interactions you have day to day with people, and it's kind of just how you should perceive it. This one is The Mindful Athlete's Secrets of Peer Performance by George Mumford. This book, at least from what I saw, is like a really good athletic book in just, the plain sense. But
Yeah.
also, the book has been read by, like, I think it's been read by, I think LeBron James read it. Yeah, Michael Jordan read it. Kobe read it. So I just
Good old
wanted
LeBron.
what?
Said good old LeBron James.
Yeah.
You
So
suck, man.
I'm sorry.
it's just how to get into the mind of an athlete and kind of extend that habit further in your life. And so like I used to work out quite a bit. Now I don't. I want to get back into it, so I thought that book would help. And this last book, the other two aren't here yet. This
Mm.
last book is Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he goes through just how like the smallest habits can compound into like the biggest changes in your life. And this is the one that I'm currently reading, the Atomic Habits one. And he went from like a really tragic event that happened in his life early on to then first of all being that author, but going through the entire motions of like college. He was gonna
Mm-hmm.
try and go for being like an actual Major League Baseball player, and how these habits like exploded his motivation for all that. So those are my books. I'd recommend
That's
pretty much all
awesome.
of these.
I would love to trade books with you. I would love to read A Mindful Athlete and
I
The
was
Atomic Habits.
I was thinking of that if us three were like buy books and swap them.
Yeah.
Book club.
Now that you guys are like talking about
We're
books, I
starting a
sort of
book club.
I want to get a book, but I don't know
Yes.
where to start.
Yes.
Buy
Hey,
books.
I have a really easy read for you. 170 pages. It's called The Alchemist. Keaton, I urge you to look at the Aaron Rodgers book club list because there are a ton of books on there that I feel like you would really enjoy. I'm enjoying them right now. Not every single one, but some of them so far. I haven't really purchased a whole lot recently. Ryan, you might like that as well. Aaron Rodgers has started his own his own book club on the Pat McAfee show. I think I've said that before
Mm.
previously. That's where I've started to find some of my books. But kind of along the realm of things you kind of share with your books, you might like some of those on there. But Ryan, I've got the book for you,
Yeah, The Alchemist.
The Alchemist by
I'm
Nice.
definitely gonna look at
Paulo.
it.
Heck
What's it
yeah,
Um,
called?
sir.
this is, I guess, a free promotion because I think this is actually a really good free promotion to give out. Thrift books online, that's like a really good thrift shopping for books. Like you get them
Nice,
really, really cheap. So
nice.
if
What's
Yeah.
that
if
called?
you're thrift books, it's just that.
Thrift books.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
And
If
they have most titles you can search by like the ISBN code and everything. Um
yeah.
and there's different editions. That's even how you can buy like college textbooks. Buy them on there, usually really cheap. But
Nice.
yeah. If it
Very
was
good,
if it
sir.
wasn't for the Target sale, then I would have bought them all in there. So
Mhm.
And Keaton, you were talking about at some point, generational, like our um pandemic will go down in history books and stuff like that. I just
Mm-hmm.
when I was thinking about it when you were saying it, I have this shirt, right? It's a black shirt, and on the back um, it says coronavirus, and then below it it says that we were born in the wake of 9/11, right? We went through the school system, and that was when most of the mass shootings started, right? And then we graduated in a global pandemic. And then it was just remembering that book or the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that would probably go into a history book as well. Like how this generation has gone through that much crap,
Battle
and it's
tested.
still like
Battle
what?
tested. Battle tested.
Battle. Yeah, we're all battle tested, right? Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up.
Um,
You know,
Keaton, I am also reading a book right now from the Aaron Rodgers Book Club we can talk about later, but I think you'd like it. So let's put a stamp in this deep conversation. What a beautiful one it
Wow.
has
yeah,
been.
I was gonna
Wow.
say, with how much seriousness that just happened, I'd like to tell a funny story when I was like 8 years old when I went to Kentucky.
Okay.
If we have time for it.
Kentucky Ryan Puccio's story. Go ahead.
So when I went down to Kentucky to see my family, I have some family down there. I also have family in Florida, but we went to Kentucky first.
Favorites?
So no, we don't have favorite family members.
okay. I would say you went there first, so.
Right. I mean, it was on the way. But so when
Could have
we
been on
went
the way
there,
back.
it could have been. But when we went there, we went to go see my Uncle Joe and his wife and kids and stuff like that, and we went to go get dinner at one point. And we went to KFC, nonetheless, in Kentucky.
Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky.
And what happened was I'm sitting in the car. I'm like 9 years old, hormonal. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just, you're a guy, right? So
Nice try.
I saw a pretty lady, and I'm like in the car, and I'm like looking at the KFC, right? And I'm like, oh, she's cute, right? And then as she's walking in, she turns back, and I think that we locked eyes, and she went like this. I was like, call me? Whoa! So I'm sitting in the car like, yo, she wants me. This is over.
You're 8, bro.
Like a girlfriend. You get a girlfriend. I'm like, oh, dude, she is totally into me. That's it was either that or it was like a yo, what's up, like sort of thing. I don't know exactly what it
I
was,
think
but
it was that one. I would
I
take
just thought
I would take a guess on that one. Yeah.
I just thought it was, yeah, I thought she was into me, so I was like
that definitely
If-
that definitely was
if-
a different story. Yeah.
If you were watching this or listening to this rather on Spotify or iTunes, I wish you were watching on YouTube because you could see how much we are cringing right now.
yo, man.
You were 8 years old.
I thought she liked me.
I was thinking about Legos, bro.
When you're a little kid, dude. I could have been 12. I could have
That's
been
a big
12.
difference.
Bro, I don't remember when. I just remember I was younger.
And once again, a magical glimpse into the
Yeah.
mind of Ryan Puccio Stork. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I hope every glimpse listener loved that one.
And everyone just turned us off.
I put
I'm kidding, I'm
in
kidding.
my notes,
Viewers just straight up plummeted right there.
in my notes, I put any funny story parentheses KFC girl.
Yo,
If you're out there, you know who you are.
This moment lower than the Halloween Mad Libs video.
Yo, man.
Keaton,
man.
how much time is on the clock?
We could wrap it up. We're at
Okay.
46.
All
Unless you
right.
got
We are
something.
gonna. I do have something, but I will say it in just one sentence. I still own you, Aaron Rodgers.
There you go.
What a
Yeah.
moment!
That's a good
What a moment!
Yeah.
Go Pack, go! Got the Washington football team today. All right, moving on.
I've
We're gonna
seen
finish
so
up
much stuff
here.
from that.
Hey, we can dive into it another time. We've run out of time today. So thankful for all of you who tuned in to this this week's podcast. A very deep conversation
Yeah.
just was portrayed in front of you. I hope you enjoyed it. We sure did. Please check out our weekly uploads to YouTube, the Glimpse YouTube channel at 4:30 on Wednesday, and then of course this podcast out on Spotify and iTunes at 7 a.m. and then 4:30 on YouTube with visuals. You can see all of our pretty faces. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.